a story on how I got expelled from high school a second time. Yeah, I know. I keep getting expelled and I've been suspended so many times. We're going to go over this. So here's what happened. I was in 10th grade. And now when I was in 10th grade, I used to skip class all the time. And what I would do when I would skip class, I would go to bodegas. I'd be smoking L's with my boy. We'd be playing, CeeLo with the group of 5, 6 dudes, be shooting dice, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I was doing. And because I'm not showing up to these courses and I'm, going out to smoke, I'm going out to shoot dice, obviously I'm going to be failing those courses for not showing up. Common sense. And because I did that all school year long, I didn't get the credits from those courses, so I had to make up those credits. So therefore, I went to summer school. So instead of going straight to 11th grade, they were like, hey, you got to show up for summer school. Now, the thing about signing up for summer school, it is hell, guys. You have to show up at late June at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Show up to the district in which summer school was being held. And it was being held in my school, thank God, right? Because I didn't live that far from this school. You have to go up, sign a paper, get a ticket, hope that I'm not even joking, it was like a lottery thing. You gotta hope that your ticket is called, and when your ticket is called, you have to then show up and sign up for the 2 classes and hope for the classes that you need and the credits that you need are not already occupied by the other students. So every course can only have 25 to 30 students. Because there's a thing, only certain teachers, this is how it works. Teachers have to sign up for summer school. So if a teacher did not sign up for summer school, so say you failed your science course and a science teacher didn't sign up, then you were not able to take that course. And let's say the science teacher did sign up for summer school and your number never got called and, you're not taking a course. And let's say your number did get called, but 30 other students already filled out for that course and that course is maxed out, then you can't sign up for it. It is 1,000 ways you can get screwed for summer school. It is horrible. I remember showing up, and when I signed up for English and I believe it was geography, dude, I was I'm not even joking. I was 29 out of 29. I was holy shit. I barely just got the courses. And I was sitting there. I was oh my God. I was anxious as hell because I showed up at 5 o'clock. I didn't leave till 9 o'clock. And I was sitting in the car with my mom's, dog. And the whole entire time. And I hate the fact that I had to put it through that. I was being stupid. But here's the point. I signed up for summer school. Here's the point about this summer school. Only certain districts hold it. So that means if your district does not hold it, you have to go and drive out to the districts that do hold it. So in my high school, for summer school, you had dudes coming out from the Bronx. You had dudes coming out from Brooklyn. You had dudes coming out from Harlem. So you got dudes all over Queens are all coming to Brentwood. And now here's the big thing. Obviously, because summer school is going to be held in Brentwood, majority of the kids there are going to be from Brentwood. And you already know, people who fail school and skip class ain't exactly, how do I say this? Not assholes. I'm a douchebag and I admit the shit. But these other guys, they're from the Bronx, Brooklyn. These guys are major assholes. So here's what happened. I'm going to summer school. It was all cool and it's all chilling. I'm with my boy Gabriel. Me and my boy Gabriel are tight like that. I knew him in 9th grade and 10th grade. We were tight like that. Blah, blah, blah. We sitting down chatting in this English class. So this dude who comes in, his name is Isaiah. He's coming out from Brooklyn. Isaiah comes through, and I was open arms with him. And I was like, yo, what's up, man? I dap him up, blah, blah, blah. We sit down, we get to chat, and we laughing and joking the entire time. We're buddy-buddy. We become thing 1 and thing 2. We start roasting everybody in the classroom. We just start talking mad shit. I'm not going to hold you. We are just buddy-buddy. Inseparable. We be hanging out before summer school started, hanging out during the entire class, after class, we were boys like that. And I was like, yo, man, it sucks that you all the way out from Brooklyn. He's like, actually, he's moving into Brentwood after summer school. So I was like, oh shit, so you gonna be around for real? And then we became even better buds. We'd be sitting there eating before class, smoking after class, shooting dice during class. We kind of had our own pair. And then we started making our own group. So it was me, Isaiah, Gabriel, Brandon. We was a group and shit. And it was crazy because then other Brooklyn heads was coming in and we had our own little tight-knit thing. And we was talking mad shit. People be coming out damn. We laughing at their shoes like it's some Michael Myers shoes. And we be all cracking up and laughing. You dressed like a liquidator mannequin. Yo. Yo. And it was funny because we just be talking shit. But here's the problem. As much as this group was, it was mostly Brentwood heads, because that's where I'm from, and some Brooklyn heads. And the thing was, they didn't respect the fact that they were from Brooklyn, so they would get a little bit too comfortable. And they started hitting and getting at the people that were in the group that are from Brentwood. So he started talking shit to my boy Gabriel. Obviously, because me and my boy Gabriel tight like that. I'm like, yo, knock that off. Can't be talking to him like that because that's my boy. I just met you last month and we're tight. You know what I'm saying? But that's my guy for like 2 years. You can't be talking to him like that. They just can't let you do that. And he'd be like, oh yeah, you right. You know what I'm saying? So there was already a little bit of friction there. Especially since he's like, I guess he's like the Billy Badass from where he's from. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh, don't fuck with Isaiah. Isaiah crazy. Isaiah did this and did that. But at the same point in time, you guys already know. You see, I'm the Billy Badass of my fucking little group where, arson, vandalism, assault, possession of weapons. I'm the Billy. So you got two Billy Badasses, two dudes who kind of want to be the group leader. That shit ain't gonna work. It just never does. So there was a lot of friction between multiple different areas. It was like one beaver dam that's leaking out from different spots. So even as cool as we were, it was always that type of like, I fuck with him, but like from a distance. Like we would get really close, but at the same point in time, I was always like, one wrong move and I think I'm gonna have to check him. Now here's what happened. It was during the end of summer school, so believe it or not, 95% of summer school went by and we was cool. And, the occasional he getting at Gabriel and, me saying, yo, don't knock that off. You know what I'm saying? He never went too crazy with it, so it never became too much of an issue. Here's what became a problem. It was the end of summer school. There's about a week or two left. And I don't know what was going through his head. I don't know why he thought this was a good idea. But I was sitting down and I was playing this game. I don't know if y'all heard of it. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Right? And I'm sitting there, I'm on top of my phone because we're not doing nothing. We're in a computer lab. I'm like, yo, it's nice because they had the AC in there. And there was these 3 girls in front of me that were talking to me. And, I'm just ignoring them for the most part. Because, no offense, like they're chopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fucking with these chicks. I grew up with some of them too. So I'm like, hey, yeah, not only are you chopped, but it's like, I don't even really see y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if they were to throw it to me, I really wouldn't even be reciprocating that shit. He's from a different neighborhood, so he ain't never seen these chicks before. So, I guess in his head, he thought this was like the opportunity to impress some hoes. I like that word, by the way. To impress some hoes, right? And he's like sitting there and he kept tapping on my phone. I don't know why. Like, that's supposed to be impressive. Like, does any woman find that impressive, or any girl? Like, oh my God, you're tapping on another guy's phone. And I'm like, yo, stop tapping on my phone, man. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I think he's fucking with me. And he goes back to tapping on my phone while I'm trying to play Dokkan Battle. I'm like, yo, get out of here, man. What the fuck is you doing? And the girls all turn their chairs and they start staring at us. I'm like, yo, get out of here. And he said, what you gonna do about it? And I think he's playing. You know what I'm saying? Man, shut up. And he comes back and starts tapping on my phone again. I'm like, yo, now I'm getting tight. Because I told you 2 to 3 times, stop tapping on my motherfucking phone. Now I'm starting to get mad. Leave me the fuck alone. Because, at first it was funny. You're doing it 3 or 4 times, and now you ask me what I'm going to do about it. You don't want me to do something about it. He starts tapping on my phone again. I'm like, I put my phone down. What the fuck do you want, dog? And he's sitting there, like that Brock Lesnar. He starts doing that Brock Lesnar thing where he's like kind of bouncing in place. What you gonna do? What you gonna do something? Do something. And I'm like, I'm like, yo, he can't be for real. He's not. Like, there's no way he's for real. There's no way that because I was talking to these 3 chicks. I'm telling you right now, these 3 chicks were 6s. 666. Mark of the beast. These bitches is not like nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you're tapping on my phone. You're instigating an issue to impress some 6s? Is that what you're doing? Like, that genuinely. Is that what the fuck you doing? Like, that's the type of fucking, like, rhythm we're on right now? Like, we was cool as fuck. Yo, we smoked the L before class. We had fucking breakfast together. We been chilling heavy like that. We was shooting dice the other day. We chill like that. And this is what the fuck you doing? Like, what the fuck is you doing? Right? And I'm sitting there. I'm trying to preach to him. Like, what the fuck is you doing? And he hit me with the, what you gonna do about it, pussy? And now that you put it like that, now I gotta do something, right? Because now it's like, you in my neighborhood. Everybody in this class, knows me. They fuck with me. They grew up with me. They know everything I do. And it's like, now you kind of like in my house taking a shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't let you do that. I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I fuck with you. But now I gotta yoke you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna whoop his fucking ass and, beat him to a pulp. But now I gotta yoke him up. So we're going back and forth. This little bitch ass motherfucker, his name is Eric. Eric is very important to the story because Eric was instigating. He's like, ooh, what you gonna do about it? Ooh, and I'm not gonna hold you. That was riling me up even more that Eric was doing that. Here's the funny part about Eric. The second we went to go and fight, Eric snitched and told the like, you know, there's like a main counselor who's holding all the summer school, this tall black dude. He immediately ran to him. Like, he left the classroom, went and found him and said, Johnny and Isaiah are gonna go downstairs to fight. Like, he immediately snitched after instigating the fight. This is how much of a punk pussy he is. But anyway, me and Isaiah going back and forth. And what happened was, I was like, yo, Brando, because he was part of our group. I was like, yo, come on, you know, come through. So me, Brando, Isaiah, we go down the stairs. Eric snitched after instigating the entire fucking fight. Me and Isaiah, we go into this bathroom. Some dude's taking a piss. We wait for him to leave. And what happened was, as soon as, you know, we go in, this was Isaiah. This is what Isaiah did. This is exactly what this motherfucker did. So Brando's like, all right. He's in between us. He's like, all right, go. You know, so we can fight. Isaiah did this. This is what he said. I knew I was going to mop him. Right there when he hit that stance, I was like, yo, I'm about to fuck you up. Like, dude, you just did the scrawny black kid, I'm a street fighter stance. That, yo, I knew right there. I was like, yo, I'm about to fucking ruin his day, dog. I was like, yo, the second he hit that, I was like, yo, that's that I'm on world star stance. I was like, yo, I'm about to fucking ravage this motherfucker. So he swung, I double-legged him because I told you I was on a wrestling team and I was in kickboxing. I double-legged him, slammed him on the floor. I grabbed him again because he's trying to get up, and this is what's called a mat return. You get behind somebody, you clasp your hands, you pick him up, slam him back to the floor. It's a mat return, or a floor return in this, a porcelain floor return, and I put him in a headlock, so I have him in a rear naked like this. I'm choking the shit out of him, and when I'm choking him, he's like, and I'm fucking swinging him. Now here's the thing, he's trying to get out of it, and he did this, and I didn't do this. I gotta make sure I clarify this. I didn't slam his head against the wall. He slammed his own head against the wall because he's trying to get out of it, and he swung this way, and I had him in a headlock. Under the fucking, the hand dryer, he smashed his head against his porcelain wall. I didn't do that. That's what he did to himself. I want to clarify that. Boom! The second he do that shit sounded like a shotgun went off. And I started really wrenching him. And then Brandon was like, all right, you know, break it up. So I let him go, and he takes off his shirt. He starts putting water on his head. Yo, that shit looked like he had a Siamese twin coming out of his skull. Like, that was a big fucking knot. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't trying to fuck him up. I was trying to yoke him up. If you don't know what it means to yoke someone up in New York, you know, you put him in a headlock, you choke him up a little bit, you rough that motherfucker up because they're getting out of line. You know, when you ever get your dog get a little too excited, so you pin your dog down, you're like, all right, you know, calm down. And then the dog is cool. You got to yoke up your boys sometimes, so I had to yoke his ass up. And now that I yoked him up, we're all heading upstairs. And Brando, this is the funny part about Brando, because Brando was there for a couple more of my fights when we was in middle school and high school before we even did this shit. And Brando was like, yep. That went exactly how I thought. And I started laughing, so I'm going upstairs with Brando. Since I was the first person to go back into the class, people were like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fucking first person to return, you kind of can dictate that's the winner. He comes to the classroom, he's covered in, you know, what do you call it, like water. His eyes were bloodshot red because I was choking the fuck out of him. And he had this big ass knot on his head. It was like, and people were like, damn, we were like, yo, he got fucked up. And I was like, no, I was trying to explain, like, oh no, I didn't even hit him, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to hit him, because we're still boys like that. I just felt like I had to yoke him up. But then people kept gassing me, you know what I'm saying? Because people kept gassing, oh, Johnny punched you in your fucking, you know how people are. They're just going to grab shit and they're going to run with it. Oh, you know he probably punched him in the face like 1,000 times. I'm like, no. I'm like, I didn't do that. You know, I just yoked him up because I want to make sure that the record is set straight. I'm not the type of dude to put sprinkles on an ice cream cone. I leave the cone for what it was. I'm not going to add extra shit. If it ain't fucking happened, it ain't happened. You know, but then you know how people are. They took it and ran with it. And out of nowhere, it turned into, you know, me punching him and kicking him in the head. And out of nowhere, motherfuckers were saying I pile-drived him like Undertaker. It's like, that's not what happened. I slammed him 2 to 3 times. I choked him. That's it. And what happened was everybody was laughing at him, joking, and all this other shit. And he then starts to try to pick a fight with Gabriel. So he always picked on Gabriel. Now he's really trying to pick a fight with Gabriel. And here's the big thing. This is when I found out Gabriel knew Isaiah many years ago. Because when I met Gabriel, he just left Brooklyn and he came to Brentwood. And that's how I met him. And apparently him and Isaiah knew each other growing up and they always had problems. So that's when I found that shit. I'm like, oh shit. And him and Gabriel start going back and forth, and now he's calling Gabriel pussy. And I'm like, oh my, here we go with the pussy shit. Like, why you gotta keep talking like that? And that's when Brandon was like, yo, don't catch 2 L's in a day now. And then when he said that shit, people started laughing. I'm like, yo, just Isaiah, settle the fuck down. You gonna keep getting your ass whooped because you're not understanding. You coming out all the way from Brooklyn. You're new here. 95% of the people here don't fuck with you, don't even know you, and you're my responsibility because I'm the one that's hanging around with you. I'm co-signing you this entire time. So the shit you getting into is gonna come back to me. They're like, yo, whose mans is this? Yo, that's Johnny's mans. And they're gonna come back to me and be like, yo, what the fuck? Why your man acting like that? I'm like, oh, ain't my man. That's what it's gonna be. He didn't get that shit. So it's like, that's what made it harder for me. And that's why I had to really yoke him up. You know, there's like 1,000 reasons that led to that situation. So going on from that, this bitch ass motherfucker Eric comes back into the room, and here comes this totem pole of a fucking black dude, like 7 foot fucking 4. He looks like an armadillo, and the trees from Mortal Kombat 2, you know, the human living trees, just did fusion. This long fucking face. You ever seen Ratatouille? You know the motherfucker who ate the food and had that like the flashback to his childhood? That's what he looked like, but in blackface. So this 7 foot counselor, he comes in, he points at me and Isaiah, and it's hard to be like, who's the two fighting when one dude, you know, almost sweaty, and this dude's covered in water. He got a knot on his head. His eyes are bloodshot. He's like, you know who two fought. And we both got picked out. We got sent to different sides of the school. He was talking to a different representative. I had to talk to another representative. Mine was Coach Harrison, or Mr. Harrison. Now, the reason I call him Coach Harrison, because he was my middle school football coach. So the counselor dude took me. I had to go talk to my old coach. And I was sitting down in his office, and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And he did his whole entire speech. He's like, right there, Rodriguez. You're at the finish line. Right there at the finish line. 2 more weeks. Look at the calendar. 2 weeks left. You couldn't keep your act together for another 2 weeks? You never could. I'm like, oh my God. I hate that shit. I'm like, yo. So I was like, you know what, man? Do what you're going to do. I don't want to hear this fucking pep talk shit. Like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of the theatrics. I hate this shit. Every time I get in trouble by a dean, a principal, an assistant principal, it's always got to be these theatrics and these moralistic, and then, I mean, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give me the punishment. I don't care to hear this shit because listening to you or hearing you out ain't gonna change what the results are gonna be. So I don't want to hear the fluff. Just fucking get to it. Just sentence me. Because there's nothing I can say that's gonna convince you otherwise or why you shouldn't do what you're gonna do. So just shut the fuck up and get to it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Always, shut the fuck up. Every time, dog. It's like, just do it. You know, I'm just tired of it. Tired of the more chastising, the ear beatings, man. Just do it. So when I did that to him, he's like, well, you know, we're going to have to expel you. I'm like, whatever. You know, at that point, it's like, okay, I expected that to happen. And he's like, you were just right there. And he kept going. He's like, do you even know why you got into a fight? And this is what the scary part was. I couldn't even remember. In that point in time, when he asked me, do I even remember why I got into a fight with Isaiah? I couldn't even remember. That was a point where it was like, it was a little bit scary because it was like my brain had like this weird zap and I was trying to think. I can remember the fight. I can remember what I did and I can remember what happened after the fact, but I couldn't remember what even led up to it. Like, I could not remember. And I was trying to think and I was trying to come up with something like, what even caused that? Like, what caused it? And I was like, damn. You know, it was just like a complete brain zap. And he was like, I'm going to have to ask you to take your things and leave the school premises. So I took my shit and I'm walking out. And he's like, do you need anybody to pick you up? I was like, nah, I don't live that far away. So I start walking home and that's when it hit me. I'm like, damn, you know, that's what happened. And as soon as I start going home, you know, I'm getting hit up by Brando. I'm getting hit up by Gabriel. I'm getting hit up by 3 or 4 people. They're like, yo, what happened? You coming back? I'm like, nah, they expelled me. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? They kicked me out. So I'm walking home and I'm like, damn. Like, you know, I was right there. That's 2 credits. If you don't know how vital 2 credits are, when you're at least in my high school, you need 21 credits to pass. You have to average around, I want to say like 8 to 9 credits per year. So then you pretty much have no senior year to do. But essentially, because I got expelled, what happened was, since I got expelled from 9th grade and I got expelled from summer school going into 11th grade, I ended up going into 11th grade, like the actual 11th grade, with the credits of a fucking 9th grader. Dude, I had like 6 credits going in to 11th grade. It was horrible. And then when I went into 12th grade, I had like 11 credits. So I remember when I got my ID scan, I was sitting there with my girl at the time. And I had to get an ID because you always had to wear a little lanyard with an ID. It was gay as fuck. But I never wore the ID. I always kept it in my pocket. And I was like, Rodriguez, where's your ID? Well, you know my fucking name, so do I really need an ID? Every fucking time with the fucking Rodriguez, where's your ID? Well, bitch, you recognize me, right? You don't see motherfuckers driving cars with the fucking license on their chest? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing? You recognize my face? Like, what is here? I'm not one of the quiet kids in there going, oh, don't touch me. Hands off. No. I'm the guy. I'm always in everybody's office. I'm in everybody's office every other week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know me. You know who I am. Yeah. Every time with the ID. But when I got my ID printed out, it was like this little plastic thing that shot out an ID. I looked at it, and mind you, I'm in 12th grade. I'm a senior, according to status. But when I looked at my ID, I'm like, yo, why does it say 10th grade on it? And they were like, because you have 11 credits. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, shit. I looked at my girl. My girl looked at me, and we were just like, oh, shit. Yeah, I'll never forget that moment, dog. It was like November. They told me I had 11 credits as a 12th grader. When you're in 12th grade, you have to have 19 to 20 credits. I had 11. I just remember, like, yo, that feeling in my stomach. I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to 13th grade, aren't I? I'm going to 13th grade. I'm going to be a super senior. That was like the worst feeling ever. But essentially how I pulled through was I ended up maxing out all my classes on A day and B day for both semesters. And I went to night school on both semesters. So I ended up having I had like 32 classes. It was horrible, dude. Oh, it was the worst. So I would go to school at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't go home till like 3 or 4 o'clock. And then I would have to get ready for school again at like 6 o'clock. And then to get home till 9 o'clock. And it was like that from, November all the way to June. And I remember, when I caught up and I was like, it was so scary because I was sitting there and my girl was holding my hand. And I was sweating. I was like, dude, hopefully I pulled through when I got all the classes done. And they were handing out, we're going for the recital for graduation. And my girl's holding my hand because, she's like, I don't know if I made it. And I was like, well, we're going to see what's up. Yo, I'll never forget this. Harrison came up to me and he came out my paper print and he's like, you have 21 credits exactly. You passed by the skin of your ass, Rodriguez. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh. Ah! I was like, ah! It's like, dude. I was sweating so bad. She was rubbing my hand. She was like, had her head on my shoulder. She's like, it's gonna be okay. It's like, I'll visit you. Like, bitch, I'm not going to prison. She's act like I'm going to fucking Rikers. It's like, dog, I just don't want to be here next year, dog. I want to get out. I remember having nightmares. I still have nightmares nowadays where sometimes I have nightmares while I'm in high school. Like last night, I actually had a nightmare that I was in high school again. Like, I don't know. I just had these weird dreams. Like, somebody comes up to me and they're like, by the way, the diploma we gave you all those years ago, it's actually invalid. You need to go back to high school on some Zac Efron 17 again shit. I'm like, no! Dude, I never want to go back to school. I dropped out of college. I never want to go back to school. I can't do school. I can't do it. I just can't do school. Like, dude, if y'all know me, I can go to work for 17, 18, 22 hours. I have done 22-hour shifts. I can do a 22, 30-hour shift at work if need be. I can't go to school. Please, do not. I will never say, please. I can't do school. I can't be sitting in no fucking desk taking Spark Notes. Spark Notes, the big exam. Spark Notes, the big exam. Spark Notes, the big exam. I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do school. I fucking hate it. The teacher coming up and down. Who did their homework? Who did their homework? I never do homework. Why are you asking me? Why? Johnny, if you did homework, you'd have a 96 in my class. Homework is 30% of your grade. You have a 67. Can't do it, guys. Fuck. I can't stand school, man. You know what I really fucking hate about school? Y'all ever had this shit? So it's like, let's say it's June. and the school semester's about to end, and your English teacher's like, oh man. The English teacher comes up. She comes around the class. She starts handing out a book. I'm like, why are we getting books for? It's June. You know, the school's about to end. What I need you guys to do is to write a 5-page essay over the summer about this book. Bitch! You tripping? You're tripping. Okay. I'm not writing no 5-page essay for no motherfucking book. You can go fuck it thyself, okay? I'm not doing it. If you think at some point, like, I just gave you 9 months of my life in school. If you couldn't teach me something in 9 months, chances are I just shouldn't be taught it, okay? I taught a bitch how to suck dick in under 5 minutes. You can't teach me. What are you even teaching me in English? Bitch, I'm speaking the shit right now. What are you teaching me? What am I learning in English? I am speaking English right now. What am I going to learn? What are you going to teach me? You just want me to read shit. You want me to read shit? Blah, 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 blah. I just read. Tired of it. Tired of it. And I come into school next year. Which one of you guys did the assignment? I didn't do the assignment. He ain't do the assignment. And it's like 95% of the class don't do the over the summer assignment. And the teacher sits there, dog. I remember, I got suspended for 2 weeks. This is what happened. I got suspended in 2 weeks. This was in 12th grade. I got suspended for 2 weeks in 12th grade because the teacher, what was her name? I can't remember her name. But she was bad as fuck, though. She had ass. Nerdy looking chick. Big ass glasses. She had ass. She was Italian. I remember she used to walk by my desk and dude, oh my God. My girlfriend used to get so mad because she'd be standing at the door. And I'd just be like, damn. She'd be like, Johnny. I'm like, oh. I'd be standing at the teacher ass. I'd be like, yo, that bitch got fucking ass, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Like, that bitch had a fucking badonkadonk, dog. Like, that was some fucking, like, yo. Like, she was a natural booty. But my girlfriend would get mad. I'm like, I'm sorry. You know, what am I going to do? I'm a fucking teenager. You know what I'm saying? I'm a young man. So here's the point. She came in, she said some shit like, what the teacher said. She said, did anybody do the over the summer assignment? And I was like, no, I did not. And here's the part that was really fucked up. Here's what makes the story even funnier. I was the senior, and this was in 10th grade English. So I'm like 17, and everybody else is like 3-4 years younger than me. Yep. So I'm like, I'm just looking around. I'm like, did you guys do the assignment? I'm like, it's like, oh, dude, I was fucking horrible. I was sitting there, I was in 10th grade English. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I'm a fucking grown-ass man in this class, so I'm pretty much a grown man. Oh, dude, it was horrible. Fucking horrible, dude. Absolutely horrible. I always remember, I was like, the teacher was asking if we did the assignment, and I'm like, dude, I did not do that shit. I'm gonna keep it gangster with you. I did not do that shit. Like, Johnny, do you always have to curse with everything you say? I'm like, man, what the fuck? What are you riding my dick for? And it's like, I started getting upset, because it was like, and everybody's laughing and shit. And it's like one of them Adam Sandler movies, you know, the fucking, when he was, what was it? I think like a Happy Gilmore, or some shit where he had to go back to, I don't even remember that movie. You know what I'm talking about. He had to go back to school. And it just sucked. It stunk. I don't know. It stunk. And I think that's what gives me that fear. I was like 17 in the classroom, you know. Everybody else is younger than me, and I didn't like that. It wasn't a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I'm looking around, none of these people are my peers. And they're all looking at me, all funny shit, because it's like, I have a beard, I have a mustache, you know, and I'm looking around, and everybody's like, you know, I'm like, you know, not to say, like, as you know, like, there was some huge difference. I was only a few years older, but it was just weird. The vibes were off, because it's sitting there, they were talking about Fortnite at the time. Like, what the fuck is a Fortnite? I was sitting there, what was a Fortnite? I don't even know what a Fortnite is. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I didn't even know what Fortnite was. Everybody's like, oh, you got Fortnite? You got, what's that game with the soccer cars? And we're talking about that soccer car game. And I'm sitting there and I'm just got my earbuds in. I'm like, And my girlfriend would be like standing at the doorway of the class waiting for me to get out because she didn't have class during that period. So she'd wait for me, and I was like, yo, come on, let's get out of here, yo. Let's go. Come on, let's go 69 in the auditorium. We used to 69 a lot in that auditorium, dude. Oh, yo, she used to suck the fucking skin off me. Oh, dude. Dude, that was like, I was waiting every time. And sometimes I would skip English class just to get sucked off. It was awesome. It was awesome. I liked senior year. Senior year was kind of dope. A little scary, but kind of dope. But with that being said, oh yeah, I got suspended for 2 weeks. I was talking shit to the teacher. I was talking back. I told that bitch, I was like, I ain't do that shit. And she got all upset, so I got suspended for 2 weeks. But anyway, I get suspended and expelled a lot. Oh, yo, I got kicked out of it. Oh, my God, I got another one for you guys. I got kicked out of this classroom. Hold on. This is the last story, and I'm going to wrap it up. So I was in class with my girl. It was like this social type of economics class or whatever. And she sat right in front of me, right? Because this is the chick I was talking about from the other video. So her name was very close to my last name because they both started with R's. So she sat in front of me, and this is my chick, you know what I'm saying? So because she sits in front of me, you know, I'm rubbing her shoulders, you know, I'm pulling her hair back, and that's what I do. If you're my girl, I'm going to obviously put my hands on you. So, you know, I'm rubbing her shoulders, rubbing her back, you know, pulling her hair, and I'm playing with her, and she be giggling and shit. I be tickling her, and she be laughing. I be doing shit like that, like in the middle of class, like the teacher be talking. So like I'll fucking stick my finger under her armpit, like, ah! And then the teacher like, hey, who's scared like that? And everybody would just be looking around. They're like, oh, I don't know who did that. And then she'd turn around and she would hit me. And I'd be like, okay, my fault. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I would do. Because, you know, I'm being a douchebag in school. But anyway, here's what would happen. So I was rubbing her shoulders. You know, it ain't nothing crazy. Just rubbing her shoulders. And the teacher made a big stink about it. And, can you keep your hands to yourself? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't tell me who I can and can't touch. Like, and that was what the problem was. That's when I took offense. You're telling me to keep my hands to myself. You don't get permission to tell me who I can and can't touch. That's for her to say. If she don't want me to touch her, she can say that. But as far as I'm concerned, she sucked my dick this morning. So she wants me to touch her. Okay? If you have a problem with me touching you, she can say that for herself. You don't get to say that. You know what I'm saying? That's where I got tight. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, keep your hands to yourself. Like, no, I'm not being disruptive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have been disruptive in the past, 100%. But at the moment, I was not. I was just rubbing her shoulders. You know what I'm saying? She's leaning back. And I'm paying attention. I'm not saying nothing. Just rubbing her shoulders. And she caught feelings. And I know why she caught feelings. Because when we first started that course, you know how teachers overshare and shit? Which I overshare myself. But she was talking about how she was going through a divorce. You know what I'm saying? So you're going through a divorce. You just mad because I'm rubbing her shoulders, and you mad that I'm not rubbing your shoulders. That's real shit. That's what I picked out of there. Because you say, I'm going through a divorce, men are nothing. You know how these weird female teachers are, where they sit there and they're like a misandrist. They tell you how evil men are. It's like, shut up, dude. And I'm saying her rubbing her shoulders. She was like, keep your hands off of her. Like, don't tell me. She could say that for herself. And she did, then I would stop. But she didn't. I was like, yo, baby, do you want me to stop? She was like, no, I like it. Okay, cool. And then she was like, I'm going to call security. What? You're going to call security because I'm rubbing my girlfriend's shoulders? That, really, you're going to call security on me because I'm rubbing my girlfriend's shoulders? That's what we're doing today. Like, dude, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Fuck off. It's not that big of a deal. Why are you making a big problem? Like, just mind your business. I'm not disrupting your lesson. I'm not being stupid. For one time, I'm not being stupid or goofy. Mind your business. Like, is that really that much? Or that shit irk you that much? That no one's putting dick in your box? That you gotta sit here and be mad at me? That's your fault, yo. If you wasn't such a rude bitch, then ain't nobody be that mad with you. People would actually want to stay around with you. So, I'm continuing to rub her shoulders. She actually picks up, it's like a phone attached to a wall. It's like this beige, yellowish looking phone. She picks it up. Can I get 2 security guards? I'm like, yo, there's no way. There's no way. Big ass fat black dude comes in, like, looking like Rick Ross. Yeah, I need you to come with me, man. I'm like, what's going on? What is happening now? So I go there, and this is what the teacher said. I'm dead serious. I get taken out the classroom. I had to sit in her office. She then tells Harrison, because Harrison was like, I guess like every student gets like a certain dean. Like I've talked about this before. You know, principal, assistant principal, and there's deans. And I guess certain students are assigned to certain deans. So he was my former coach. He's the one who expelled me from summer school. He's the one that was my assigned dean, and that's why I started figuring this out at the time. And we're sitting down, we're talking. He's like, "Why were you touching her?" I'm like, "That's my girlfriend." He's like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And he didn't have a problem with them. Like, it's my girlfriend. He's like, "Did she mind you touching her?" Well, of course not. And I'm like, I told him straight up. I was like, "Yo, she fucking blew me this morning." And he started laughing. And and he was like, "Okay, for today, I just need you to sit out of the class." So then what happened was I sat out of the class. I then go to my next period. I'm around with my girlfriend. I go to her class the next day. And this is when she doesn't let me in the classroom. She locks me out of the classroom. This is what the teacher did. She locks me out of the classroom. And my girl, my girl was a G, dog. Like, she just gets up. She opens up the door. And she was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm letting my baby in." I was like, "That's what's up, y'all. That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah." I ain't gonna hold you. I corrupted this girl. I corrupted this girl. I'm letting my baby in. They started holding hands back to our seats. She calls security again on me. I'm like, whoa. So they inform me that I am now banned from her classroom. Yes, I had to not go to her classroom for 2 weeks. So it was like, what do you call it? In-school suspension. So anytime I had her course, I had to report to like this weird-ass room with like a couple of desks. It was in-school suspension. You just had to sit there. And I thought that was stupid. I would go to my first period, second period, third or fourth period or whatever period it was. So third period would come around. I'd have to go into that room and sit there for the whole period. And then she would like throw work and someone would deliver it for me. And I was informed that. And I was like, why do I have in-school suspension during her course? She said that I cursed her out and that I threatened her. That never happened. Guys, as somebody who has cursed out 30 to 40 teachers, if I did it, I said I'd do it. Like, what the fuck? What am I going to do? Get in trouble for it? Grown-ass man now. I never did that. That's a lie. She completely lied. And I'm like, I never cursed at her. I never said nothing. You know what I'm saying? All I said was I get to touch my girl if I want to, because that's my girlfriend. And if she has a problem with it, she can tell me that. You don't get to speak for her. That's all I did. But essentially, she went around saying that I cursed her out. I called her this name, that name, and all this other garbage. That never happened. You're just lying, dog. And they believed her because my track record, which is a huge thing, guys. I had such a bad track record that anytime someone said something negative about me, during this time of me being in school, it was just that was it. There was no real me sitting down to have a discussion, so I had to sit down with Harrison again. I'm like, "Yo, dog, I swore I never cursed her out." He's like, "Johnny, I want to believe you, but, you've been in my office how many times now for stuff like this?" And I'm like, "Dude, if I did it, I would tell you that I did it." You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I've done it 100,000 times. I would just say I done did it, but I didn't do it. That's the problem. What are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did it. I would just say it. But I did not do it. I didn't. I've admitted to it 1,000 times before. Why is this time any different? He's like, that's a good question. Why is this time different? I'm like, "Yo, you believe in that?" There's nothing. I was like, "Yo, ask the other kids in the room." And I was like, "What is going on?" And everybody else in the room was saying that I didn't curse her out. And I'm like, what's even going on here? So the 28, 29 of the students were saying I never cursed her out. My girlfriend's saying I didn't curse her out. And she's saying that I did. She's just lying. So what I did was the following day, I confronted her. I'm like, "Yo, why are you saying that I cursed you out? I never did that." And she was like, "You know what? Because you've been very rude to me." And I'm like, "I never cursed you out. So why are you lying? Why are you saying that I cursed you out? You know what I'm saying? I never did that." And she's like, "Really? You're going to confront me now? Is this really what you're going to do? Really?" I'm like, "Yo, you just said I cursed. What are you doing now?" So what she did was she then goes inside the classroom, closes the door, and locks it. And she stands by there. She picks up the phone, and security comes again. I'm like, "Yo, this fucking bitch, yo." I'm like, I can't fucking stand this bitch. That's when I started tripping. I'm like, yo, and that's when I started wilding the fuck out. I'm like, "Yo, this fucking bitch." Yo, I started tripping, dog. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I was losing it. I was like I fucking slammed my hand into the lock. I was like, "Doom." I was like, "You know what, motherfucker? You wanna see me fucking lose my shit? Now I'm gonna get mad." And I started slamming my hand into the lock. I was fucking punching lockers and shit. They're like, "Yo, you gotta calm down, man. Yo, fuck this bullshit. This fucking lying cunt. Fuck that bitch." And I started tripping, dog. I started tripping out. Like, yo, I crashed out so hard because it's like you lied on me. You keep calling security on me and you're just lying and lying. And yeah, you can make the argument, yo, you shouldn't have reapproached her. But at the same point in time, if you're going to lie on me and I'm going to get consequences due to your lies, then damn, I think I got at least a little bit slightest chance and some of the fucking cojones, and I got the fucking right to confront you on your lies when I'm sitting here taking the consequences of them. Like, fuck you. That's real shit. That's garbage. That's straight up garbage. Right? So, I end up getting kicked out the class. Like, they sat me down. I had to get sat down. He was like, yo, we can't let you in that classroom no more. That's it. It's a wrap. That's what Harrison told me. I'm like, oh my God. Yo, and I'm like, you kidding me? And he's like, here's what we're going to do. He turns the computer towards me. He's like, these are 5 different teachers teaching the same course. What we need you to do is pick a different teacher. So here's what they did. My school came in 2 different sections. It was 4,000 people in the school. And you either went to Ross or Sando. So I was a Ross student because of the middle school I went to. And they transported me to the other side of the school. If you don't know how big this school is about a half a mile long. Yes, this school, no, it's probably a mile long. It's a gigantic school because 5 to 6, like multiple districts have to go to this school, like multiple students. You know, a bunch of high schools go here, or a bunch of middle schools have to go here. They fit in 4 to 5 different middle schools in this one school. A lot of people, you know. So if you're from east, north, south, west, or like Loretta and other shit, those are all the, like, you know, middle schools. You would go to high school here. So they fitting in 5, 6 different middle schools in this one high school. So 4,000 students. So now I got transported to the other side of the fucking building. So now I couldn't even see my girl in the morning. I was, y'all don't know how fucking mad that made me. I was like, you motherfucker. I was so fucking mad at that time. Y'all, that shit had my blood pressure high. I had the fucking blood pressure of a fat motherfucker, dog. I was so upset at that time that I had to get transported to the other side of the school. So I would start off the beginning of the school with multiple courses on this side of the school. And then I'd get to see my girl like halfway through to the end of the day instead of spending the entire day with her. You know what I'm saying? You know I want to cut it with her. You know I want to have lunch with her. You know I want to chill with her. I want to hold her hand. You know, we're both, you know, young love. You know, you're in love with a chick. You know, you want to share food with her. You want to drink with her. You want to do whatever you want to do with her. And it's like, yo, I liked cutting it with her. I thought she was cool. And especially since I started rubbing off on her, she became even cooler. You know, and I really started to fall in love with this chick. So it felt like this woman was doing everything she could to kind of put a fucking axe in between what me and this chick had. But yo, real shit, the more that I look back at, you know, this relationship me and this chick had, Lady B, she kept it gangster, dog. She kept it more gangster than I did. She wasn't tripping. She was like, yo, it's fine. I'll see you there on the other side of the day. You know, we could even spend time after school and da-da-da. Yo, she kept it gangster. And she kept sneaking me into her classes and shit like that. Like, I'll skip my class to sneak into her class. And she would never rat on me. She would never do nothing. Yo, she was taking raps. Like, yo, she kept it gangster, dog. I'll tell you like that, dog. She kept that shit gangster. She was the type of chick, like, she's a narco girl. That's who she is, dog. Like, if I ever got caught up with, like, 25 kilos over the border, she's the type of chick to send you notes and call you up every day and be like, baby, my beloved. She's that type of bitch. The type of bitch to dig a hole and leave you a dirt bike on some El Chapo shit. That's the type of chick she was. And I appreciate that. You know, looking back, I feel like, you know, we both could have, because we were a lot younger then. We both screwed the pooch on that. You know what I'm saying? But, dog, she kept it gangster. When the motherfucker couldn't hold it down, you know, you got to get a girl who can. She did hold it down for a gangster in that time. So I thought that was dope. But anyway, that's that fucking story. Expelled from high school, suspended, blah, blah, blah. This is like a 40-minute video. I'm your boy, Coldraven. I'm going to catch y'all later. I'll see you in the next video. This is the longest video I've ever had on a rant. Oh. So what is it, like a 3-story? Oh, it's like a triple header. Blah. I'm your boy Corey. I'm going to catch y'all later. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below about your high school experiences and your school experiences in general. Y'all let me know, blah, blah, blah. Any opinions on anything. As for all them people I had issues with, 2 thumbs down. Thumbs!